Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and all folks in between, and welcome to another episode of Aunt Millicent's Cooking Show. Hey y'all, welcome back to the show. It's been a great summer so far. I haven't made a show in a while, and I wanted to give you some updates. I'm officially royalty now. I received a royal banner at the Pride prom dance up in Bristol, Tennessee this summer. And I was so excited. And Judge, I hope that bribe was enough. I hope you're enjoying it. No, but really, I'm very honored. And I've never won anything like that in my life. I didn't even know quite what to say. So thank you all for your organizing it. And, you know, I'm giving you all a shout out here. We had a really good time. So today on the show, I've made this dish quite a lot here in the house. And it's kind of a standby for dinner if we want something a little, you know, kind of filling. And it doesn't exactly have a name. It's based on an Italian kind of recipe, and I'm just going to call it a pasta special with a cream sauce, and I'm going to call it that because the base of it is a pasta, but you can put all kinds of things in it to beef it up, so you're not just stuck with what I make. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and apron up, and we're going to get started. Okay, I want to get right to the ingredients. First thing I said is pasta. We like to use bow ties in this. These are mini bow ties, but it doesn't make any difference. Okay, I'm sure there's some fancy Italian name for that. Bow ties. Okay. Next thing is you can substitute really anything you want up to for your contents. We like to use mushrooms, so I have a little box of that. I like to use a nice onion base in it, and zucchini. I haven't used any recipes with zucchini yet, but if you chop this up and make nice little blocks out of it, it goes really nice in this pasta. Okay, so I've got about 3 of these guys, and we're going to use those. Okay, the next thing is what meat. You can go completely meatless if you want, or you can use shrimp or whatever. We're going to put a little bit of sausage in it. We're going to just crumble it up and put it in there, and that's going to be our meat. Okay, next thing you're going to have is garlic. So you may ask how much. Whatever you put in, it's not enough. So put a lot of garlic in it, okay? And then we're going to start, since it's Italian, olive oil. And we're going to need some cream, okay? I won't say you need this whole thing, but you're going to need enough to kind of cover it up and make a sauce. So maybe about half of one of these, okay? And then finally, since it's Italian, Parmesan cheese, okay? And this is going to kind of bring the whole thing together, okay? And then finally, just basic salt and pepper, okay? And I'm going to spend a lot of time on the stove because this is kind of stove heavy, okay? So anyway, that's it, and we're going to get started. Well, before I let you go ahead and warm you up some water, and you're going to go ahead and make your pasta, okay? So I can't tell you what your box says because I can't read through my phone here. But whatever your box says to do, go ahead and prepare it. Again, for your bow ties, if you're using the same thing, get those and prepare it. So you'll have these ready to go. Basically, at the end of the whole thing, we're going to put the pasta into the dish. And that's it. So get this ready for me, okay? I'll be back. Let's do a little bit of prep. Wash these mushrooms. You have no idea where they've been. Please, just wash them, okay? Next thing, peel, chop your onion, okay? I've done that 100 times on the show. Y'all know how to do that. Okay, y'all, next thing you got to do is get your zucchini out. I bought 3 of these. I really think I only need 2. I got a lot of zucchini here. Already chopped it up, as you can see. So this is going to go back in the fridge. So go ahead and chop it. What I do is I cut it lengthwise, then once again, and chop, 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 chop. You get these nice little bite-sized pieces. Okay, so I think that's all the prep I have. So we're going to go over to the stove. Okay, everything else is going to be on the stove top. See you there. Okay, y'all, we're at the stove, and we're ready to go. So get yourself a nice big pan like this. And it's already been warmed up a little bit. And get your olive oil and pour you some in there, okay? How much? No idea. Just pour some in there. Cover the bottom a little bit, okay? So while that's getting warmer, go ahead and add those onions we cut up, okay? And then the next thing we're going to add is our garlic, okay? So I've got this you know, this type right here that you get. And I'm going to go ahead and how much? Shoot, I'd put at least a tablespoon in there. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. It's going to be a very Italian-inspired meal, okay? So we're going to cook that down a little bit. Let's get the onions nice and brown, and I'll come back, okay? Okay, guys, the onions are kind of translucent. The garlic's turning a little brown. I want to go ahead and add a little bit of salt and pepper to this mix. Okay. Then you can go ahead at your leisure when you think this is done and add your shrooms. Make sure they're washed. Okay. And stir that in. And then the thing we've been working so hard for, the zucchini. Okay. Now, if you don't want any meat and you want to go vegetable only, vegetarian, you can stop here. Well, not stop here, but this is all you need to add to it. But we're going to go ahead and add our sausage here in just a second. We're not going to add it, we're going to prep our sausage. So there we go. We need to let this cook down until the mushrooms and the zucchini are done. They'll be nice and soft. And you know what mushrooms look like usually when they're done. And I even have a cover, so I'm going to put a cover on it. Yeah, if I can find it. Oh, there it is. And we're going to let this cook down, okay? So we'll come back to this momentarily, okay? Okay, so now for those of you who like something to go, let some meat in your sauce, this is where you're going to add it. So I've got sausage tonight. Like I said, you can add shrimp or you can add some sort of like scallops or something like that. And what I've got here is just a pan and I've pre-cooked or pre-sprayed it with some cooking spray. And I'm just going to take my sausage and wad it up into like little, you know, kind of balls like this or whatever. It doesn't really matter. You can actually dump the whole thing in. You know what? I may just do that. Forget it. It's kind of ugly looking at it. So you can put this whole thing in there and fry it up like almost a hamburger. Okay. That's not particularly appealing looking, is it? So what's going to happen is this is going to cook over here and it's going to go into our dish eventually here, but it'll have to go in when all our veggies are done. Okay. So you'll end up with either like a smaller sausage patty kind of thing going in, or almost like a, you know, like Italian sausage on top of a pizza going in here. So I want to cook this down, get it nice and brown before I put it in. You can cook this all together with the mushrooms and the vegetables and everything, but it's just better to cook it on the side. It gets good and done that way. Okay. So I want to come back to this too. Okay. Make sure you stir this. Okay. So they get good and done. Oh, smells good. Okay, we'll come back to this when it's done. Okay. All right. Here's our sausage. I'm going to declare it done. It kind of looks like a pizza topping. I want to pull this off the heat of the stove and just set it aside. And when my veggies are done, it's going to go in. Okay. Okay, y'all. Here we go. This looks pretty done. You see, it's got nice, thorough cooking. The zucchini's a little translucent. The shrooms look done. So I've transplanted my sausage. We'll put that in. That's everything. Stir that up real good. Now that already looks pretty good, right? But if you remember, the title of this is creamy pasta. So we're going to add some cream to this and some cheese. Okay, so we're going to turn the temperature down because we want to scorch our cream. And I'm going to prepare the cream in just a second, okay? By the way, here's your Italian lesson of the day. I found out that those bow ties are called Farfalle. No, anyway, the miniatures are Farfalline, and it actually basically means butterflies. So I think I'm going to rename this recipe to the far more impressive title of Farfalline, I think I'm saying that, Farfalline Pasta with something. I don't know. I'll come up with a nice title. It sounds a whole lot better, right, than just, oh, sausage and some pasta. I don't know, whatever. So I'll come up with a better name than that. Okay. So here we go. So let me get the cream ready. Okay, y'all, here we come with the cream. And somebody out there is like, how much do I add? I'm not really sure. I'm just going to kind of cover it. And you're going to see what I mean. I kind of just covered the bottom. And it makes this wonderful little sauce with all of the vegetable and sausage stuff, whatever the leftover is. Okay. So add enough just to cover the bottom. You don't want to drown this in cream. This isn't a swimming pool, okay? So you just want to make a nice little thing on the bottom. Turn your heat down too if you haven't already. I think I told y'all to do that, but I didn't. I'm sorry. You need to turn your heat down. That's probably about a cup or so. I'm going to let that just cook just a little bit, and then we're going to add another ingredient, and that's our Parmesan cheese. Okay, that's going to kind of bind it together a little bit. And the final ingredient is going to be our pasta, which I hope you have prepared already. Okay, now don't put it in, you know, hard. Make sure it's nice and soft and cooked. So let me get our pasta ready and our mozzarella. I'm sorry, not mozzarella, Parmesan, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, we're going in with Parmesan. How much? Heck, I don't know. Just, you like Parmesan? Add Parmesan. Okay. You don't like it so much, don't add so much. Or ignore it for all I care. That's edible by itself. And by the way, you could add some salt and pepper to this cream sauce too. That'll make it really good. Okay. And then finally, and I have it to the side here. Trust me, I washed my hands. We're going to go straight in. Well, you know what? I guess I could, well, it's a little hard to spoon in because these are so small. I'm going to put in our little butterflies here. Okay. And that whole thing, and I'm not even going to put the whole box in. That box is huge. I'm going to put these aside and cook them. You can save the pasta and have it later in another dish, you know, save it for some cheese and butterflies, cheese and tuna, whatever, and butterflies. Okay. So it makes a nice pasta no matter what. Okay. So when you get all these in here, stir everything up, and you can put as many as your pot can handle. And then what I would do is I would go ahead and put the lid back on and let it just kind of simmer down a little bit. Coat all those noodles and that pasta with, if you want to add some more cream, you can. Add some more cheese if you want. You can taste it right now if you want. I let it heat up. But let that cream permeate everything in there. And trust me, this is going to be a showstopper, okay? So I want to go ahead and put my lid back on, and I will meet you in the dining room for some our magic pasta with butterflies. Hey y'all, we made it to the dining room. We are finished with our pasta farfalline. I learned a new word today, and we're going to give it a shot, okay? So let's see what we got. Very nice. Could even use some more cream, maybe. Seems like a little, you're not seeing the cream so much. The cream's kind of what's holding it together. So again, you can take this base pasta dish with the cream in it and really add vegetables. We've added peppers before just because it's what we had. So green peppers, red peppers, absolutely fantastic in it. But you need like a vegetable that like will hold up. So if you don't have like the zucchini, you can do that. So there's lots of ways you can modify it. So I hope you enjoyed making this with me. I'm glad to be back, and I hope you have a wonderful week. And with that, I will wish you a happy and healthy bon appetit.